When we last met our heroes, they were fraternizing with the enemy. An enemy who had successfully defeated and therefore taken over two of Gakudo's sidekicks. What will happen this week on Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's Will the Plot Commence? Will shit hit the fan? No. Not at all, actually. In fact, they kind of wrote the whole point of last week off in 5 seconds. We'll get to that later. Apparently. Okay, look. To be fair, we established this guy, the construction dude, has no intention of hurting the twins. He has no intention of being mean to them. He is mostly apparently just trying to keep them separated from Yuga and crew for nefarious purposes later. But come on! You got me to care about these two, at least the sister. Like, come on, you can't just throw them out of the plot for some number of episodes. Come on, don't do that to me. So yeah, no, they're gone. They're on a hot springs trip. They're obviously somewhere with the other guy. My gut feeling is it's going to turn out that they're just, like, spinning their wheels hanging out with these other kids. I don't think it's going to turn out they're doing anything bad to them. But again, still, it's like, I kind of would like the plot to get going, and this show kind of has an issue of, when it does give us a little snippet of the plot, it just kind of throws exposition at us, so it kind of makes me worry where this could be going. In the meantime, we find out that the whole point of the last few episodes, that there was going to be a Rush Duel tournament, is a misunderstanding by Luke, and it turns out it's a trumpet duet. Which was funny for 5 seconds until I remembered I actually would like to see a Rush Duel tournament. We haven't had a good Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament in a very long time. So, there's that. Sebastian is the advisor is maybe starting to get a little old for some reason. I don't know why yet. We'll maybe see about that in a few weeks. So then it's like, well, we gotta do the trumpet duet anyways, because we already made a big deal out of it, and otherwise it means we made everyone sit through a pointless training camp for 2 episodes. So then they're like, well, we'll go talk to the music club. And so, of course, you get what I think we all figured out. Luke's older sister, who shouldn't she be in middle school? Like, these kids are 11, if my understanding, and again, my understanding is very vague, of Japanese schooling is that the final year of elementary school is when they're 11, and then they go on to middle school. So shouldn't she be in middle school? And she looks noticeably older than him. It's why am I even questioning this at this point? So they go to the music club, and they enter the room, and of course, naturally, it's dark and spooky, and this is all building to a joke, except we knew it was building to a joke, so it's whatever. And the joke we get is she makes the other club members dress up like wood people, and then they punch Sebastian and Kaizo for no reason. Okay, look, this is where some people are going to be like, oh god, there he goes overanalyzing a dumb joke, but I'm going to have to overanalyze a dumb joke. So, what I like about the comedy of this show is that everything always feeds into the next thing. Every joke always feeds into either a bigger gag or a bigger character moment or something kind of important. Even stuff you assume is never going to go anywhere, like Luke eating too much and then having to go to the bathroom in the dinosaur episode, that becomes the foundation of Roman wanting to cook him something, which then mends their fences, but he'll still bring it up to annoy her, blah, blah, blah. There's always a very nice, well thought out sense of A to B to C in this show. But here it's just kind of like, why are they dressed as wooden statues? Why? Why is the room dark? Why do they punch Kaizo and Sebastian? It's just one of those things where it's like, it just doesn't really feel like it's meant for anything. Because if they do a random joke that I assume is going to go nowhere with a reoccurring character, it's a little bit different, but like, we don't have enough screen time to do much with Luke's sister and the instrument club. So yeah, there's that. So then we meet Luke's sister, and the design is kind of neat. The gimmick with her, my assumption was if they were gonna do anything like Luke gets a sister or something, they'd make it that she's just the opposite. She's like really girly, and that's why they don't get along. Instead, they make her this over-the-top hard ass who loves martial arts and presumably has a dozen other hobbies, and she's excellent at all of them, and She's kind of tough on Luke, maybe a little bit of a older sister bully type. Nothing like ridiculous, just kind of typical older sibling stuff, which I like in the sense that, you know, and I know I keep harping on Vrains, but, like, I just think back to, like, everything that they did with Akira, or if you wanted to go back to Arc 5, everything with Reira, or even back with Zale and, like, Kaito and Haruto. That idea that siblings can't just be siblings. These people can't just have families or lives or relatives. Everything's always got to feed into the plot. I like the idea that Luke just happens to have an older sister who's a hard-ass tough chick. I think that's kind of neat that they can just have these things in their lives like real people. That I like. As for her, and the design I think is quite neat. I don't think it's any secret here, rather you like to joke about Roman or it makes you uncomfortable, that they definitely try to make the girls look fairly cute in this show. If not cute, at least try and give them a good punchline. And the punchline with her, she's just kind of female Luke, which I think that it's kind of funny. She looks a little on the generic side. Like, I feel like I've seen this design in, like, Buddy Fight or Beyblade, but I think for what they're trying to do, it works. That being said, as far as the character went, she kind of fell a little flat for me, in as much as she didn't break the mold as far as, like, these tough chick older sisters we get in this anime, these kinds of anime. She genuinely felt like the older sister salamander fire lady in Black Clover. Like, she really felt like that, and considering what the design is meant to invoke, it sort of felt like that. That's where that kind of felt like it was going, and it kind of made the character feel a little flat for me. She looks like she fits in with those other shows, and she acts like it. So it didn't really do anything for me. I mean, the joke that she's, like, done all these other hobbies and just randomly has rationalized that playing whatever that was instrument, playing that instrument, I don't care. Playing an instrument is like the logical extension for her life. Feels very much like just random thing a young teenage girl is going through. Feels very real in that sense. And then we move on to the duel, and it's kind of a whatever duel, kind of one that just sort of comes and goes. It's not relevant to the plot. It's sort of hard after Yuga's duel, because this is his first on-screen duel since Nail. And I feel like it's sort of hard to go from that to this. This isn't the kind of duel where you have it where, like, it feels like the next epic level from the previous one, but it also doesn't feel like it's really supposed to serve any real purpose, except to occupy 22 minutes and show off pack filler. So it didn't really do much for me in that respect. The one thing that was sort of funny with this duel, for starters, I do like her deck and how it's based around recycling to get out bigger monsters. That's always kind of neat. The big thing for me is, what the fuck is Yugioh doing playing Sparks? Like, what? Sparks in 2020 or whenever this show takes place? Sparks? Come on, man! Play Ukazi! Play Poison of the Old Man! What the hell? Play Wave Motion Cannon! Like, what is going on? Why are you playing 3 copies of Sparks, my dude? What is this? And the ending, of course, is, like I said, another pack filler monster. You get to the end of the duel, and Yugioh and Tiger have a nice little... I like that she's called Tiger. That's kind of funny. They both have dumb nicknames for themselves. And, of course, you get exactly what you always get in this. A little bit between Yugioh and Tiger, where even though Tiger is often tough on Luke and can come off as a bit of as tough, she still does genuinely care for her brother and want what's right for him and supports Yugioh and decides to help him. And then the episode ends, and I guess that's the end of the whole thing of a Rush Duel tournament. Probably, maybe, I don't know. It might seem weird to some that this is where I maybe kind of draw the line, but, you know, this was just kind of whatever episode to me. Kind of just felt like filler. But yeah, that was this episode. If you liked it, that's fine. If you like the older sister, that's fine. It just seemed a little too middle of the road for my taste. So anyways, moving on from that, we move on to, as always, the TCG question of the week. The end of the year is here. Everyone's doing their Yu-Gi-Oh! Favorites videos of the year. I will not be, because I kind of dropped off with competitive and just fuck around with my own dumb casual shit. So my question to you, What were your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards that came out in 2020? Were you happy we finally got Halifibrix? Was it nice to synchro with Adamancipator? Tell me about all that below. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me next week for hopefully some more plot.